Right. This is a topology which we used in the previous class to learn extended ACL. So we have seen the types of ACL. One is standard, another one is extended. Now the way that you implement is again of two types. One, to identify the access list, means collection of lists, we call this access group. To identify that access list, we used number. When I put number between 1 to 99, router understands that you are going to type only the source. For example, just for example, I'm showing when I type access list 50, you see what is coming next. Permit or deny. And you see, no protocol. Straight away it is asking what address, source address I should match. Is it single source or a group of source? It can be a network, 10.0.0.0. If it is single source, what you will do, you will use the keyword host. If it is network, what you will do, you will say deny 10.0.0.0. Very important. Listen, I want to deny all the computers from 10 network. Then you have to write the wildcard mask. What does this mean? Here we want to deny 10 networks, so I say 10. Look at this wildcard mask. This means the first octet must be 10 in the source field of every packet. That's the meaning. First octet should be 10 in the source field of every single packet coming in. The other octets can be any number. That's what this 255, 255, 255. So the entire 10 network is going to be what? Denied. If you try giving destination, see, you don't have an option. It's an end of a cursor. End. Finish. But when I type access list 150 and I say deny, now you see here when I say access list 50 deny and then question mark, it is showing this 3 to match the source. But here you see this shows the protocol. So as soon as you put 150, your router knows that you are trying to put 3 things to match. One is protocol, followed by source and destination. So it provides you the option to choose the protocol from the list. You don't have this option if you put 50. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So these are the two types of access list we saw, and by number, router will also know what you are trying to type. I also know that if it is 99 or less than that, then it is standard. If it is above that, then it is extended. Now, there's an option to use name instead of numbers. Instead of typing numbers to identify the access list, you can give name. So instead of this number, I can say some name. Now the question arises for you in the mind. See, if it is number, router will know whether it is standard or extended. If it is name, how router will know it? If it is name, how router will know whether you are writing standard or extended? Simple. Say standard and then give a name. Say extended and then give a name. Finish. Let's see how to write the same access list using named access list. This is numbered access list. So what I'll do, I'll go and cancel this old access list. Right now, show access list, you see, this is numbered access list. And this sequence numbers are automatically given. You did not give. This is automatically given. What is the advantage of using named access list? Two advantages. One, by reading the name instead of number, when you read the name, you will understand what this access list is for. Name will give some meaning, no? 101 gives me only one info. What is that? It's an extended access list. But it is not saying for what this access list is written. For that to understand, you need to read these lines. Only then you will understand what these access list is doing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say no access list 101. I removed. You see, no access list. Okay, I told you the named access list has got two advantages. One is you can give a meaningful name instead of a number. Secondly, if you want to add a line in between this line and this line, if you want to add a line, I can use index value. For example, between 10 and 20, I have 9 numbers. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? So I can put number 15 and I can type so that it will come in between these two lines. I told you the order is important. If I say permit all on the top, then these lines are useless. If I put permit all statement on the top, these lines are useless. So sometime, you will forget to type some important line supposed to be on the top. For example, I want a line in between these two. If it is numbered access list, you have to delete and redo it. If it is named access list, I can put 35. That will get inserted in between. Index number 35. This is index number. So named access list, you can edit. Numbered access list, you have to remove and redo it if you make any mistake. If you miss some line in numbered access list, you have to remove, add that line now. Whereas in named access list, you can insert wherever you want. Do you understand? Okay, let me say I removed the access list. Let me do these access list using name. There is a slight variation in the command. You see here, for numbered access list, how do you start? Access list, isn't it? For named access list, you should say IP access list. IP should come in the front. Here, IP keyword will come for named access list. So let me write down here. IP access list. And IP access list, see, this 101 tells the router you are typing extended. But how this named access list will know? So you have to say extended. So by typing extended, you are saying I want extended access list and then give a name. Policy 1. You see? Let me show you on the command line. IP access list, you see? Extended or standard. See, I put question mark. You see what it shows? Yeah. So IP access list, we want extended. Say extended. And then give any name. See? Here also you can use number, but it is not needed. Don't do it. We are trying to use numbered access list. I'm going to give policy. This is my first group of policy that I'm creating in my network. Now I can say one by one these things. Permit, ICMP, this. Permit, TCP, this. You see? Permit, you see? ICMP is here. All the rest are same like what you did earlier. Permit, ICMP, and then if it is single computer, I'm just going to copy and paste. Okay. So these things are same. The difference is, you see, you don't need to type every time this name. You're already inside that access list, named access list. You see how clearly it says extended NACL. What is NACL? Super opposite as well. Named ACL, sir. Extended, named. N stands for name. ACL is access list. Numbered access list. ஒரு 25 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னால இது என்னன்னு கேட்டிருந்தா சோடியம் குளோரைடுன்னு சொல்லியிருப்போம். நான் 25 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னால இப்போ நேம் டிசிஎல் சொல்றேன். NaCl. அப்போ நேம் டிசிஎல் என்னன்னு தெரியாது. அப்போ NaCl. So you're already inside the named ACL. You don't need to say every time policy, policy, policy. Now I'm going to skip this line, see what happens. I'm going to skip this line. I forgot to do this, and I'm going to put the remaining lines. Okay. Now let us go and verify. See, we forgot to type one line, and we are going to insert it. See, show access list now. You can see the access list name is policy 1, and the same sequence number is there. But the good news is, in named ASL, you have an option to insert a line. We want a line between 10 and 20, you see. 1.50, there are two lines. But here I have only one line. I want to insert it, and I'm going to give number Any number I can give between 10 to 10 to 20. So I'm going to give 13. Just a random number, 13. For that, you go back to the policy. This is your policy name, right? IP access list extended policy 1. And now you see sequence number. You have this option. You don't have this option in a named ACL. Sorry. You don't have this option in the numbered ACL. Only in the named ACL, you have the sequence number. I'm going to say 13 and copy this missed line, paste it. Done. Now let us go and verify. Show access list. Look at this. This is the biggest advantage. If it is numbered access list, I should have removed the access list and redo it to get it in sequence. Do you understand? What about Arjun? Okay. Now, I have not applied. I have not applied on the interface. Before that, I want to check. You see, from this computer to this computer, ping is not allowed. Only to 2.4, the ping is allowed. Ping is not allowed. We have not written policy. I'm going to ping and see it will ping because I have not applied. From 1.50. This is 1.50. From this to 2.2. I should not ping, but it will ping because we have not applied the ACL. First time because of ARP, it will take, see, it's pinging. Because there is no ACL applied. ACL is configured, but it is not applied. You see, there is no match anywhere, but it is pinging. Let us go and apply it. Interface G0/0/0. IP, same command here, IP access group, give a name. This is the name. Use the same spelling in. That's it. Now let us go and ping. If I ping, this ping should not happen. You see, destination host unreachable. This proves that the access list is working. Let's ping this one. 2.4. I should see a match from this computer. Sorry, the same computer 2.4 should ping. It's pinging because the policy is permitting. Let's go and check again the policy. This policy is permitting. You see, there's a match. This proves that your named ACL is working, right? So